the first thing that I would do in working with someone who is a coach, consultant, expert, let's anchor on intellectual property. What is your signature framework, method, or approach for driving someone from state A to state B, or a business, right? Like, how is it that I just laid out a few minutes ago how I approach working with someone. Step one, mindset shift. Step two, three, four, five, right? That's a framework. That's a method. That's an approach. And it allows me to very quickly articulate what it is that I do for someone or a business. It also puts me in a position to brainstorm offers that are aligned with that framework. And so, I can, once I've anchored on my intellectual property, I can then create the lead generation engine. I can then create the introductory offer. I can then create the signature experience or the signature thing, right? Coaching packages, programs, online and on-demand sort of content, etc., all centered around this framework, around modules that are tied to that framework being the promise of a transformation.
Right.
And so that's what I would implore anyone who's a coach or a consultant or a solopreneur is like, get yourself out of that trap of negotiating with people. Elevate the way that you're perceived as an expert at what you do by anchoring on a signature framework, method, or approach.
Right. Now, I'm just kind of a curious guy because I'm a big tech nerd, just FYI. And it's great that I'm talking to you because I know one people that people are afraid of is being replaced. And we're going to the age of AI where like AI is just taking up a lot of different things going on. And what's funny is, I was talking to a coach the other day, and actually a health coach, and she's like, yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to get replaced by AI. Like someone can just look up AI, like some type of AI program, and they're just going to get a list of all these things. Like, how can people be confident and like sure that actually isn't going to happen, or like they're not going to be replaced? Because I think in people's minds, they think they are going to get replaced by machines and automations, but they have a beautiful coach and they have a beautiful program, and they're afraid of getting out there more. Like, what do you think about that?
Let's check the assumption. I think people give way too much power to AI. It's not that smart.
Yeah.
It's not that intelligent, right?
Yeah.
I still have to talk to ChatGPT like it's a 5-year-old sometimes to get the things that I needed to output, right? And the industry is constantly shifting, the technology is constantly shifting, and it's all created by humans, and humans are imperfect. So let's just own that we're giving AI way too much credit. There's a lot of development that still needs to happen. And sure, it'll happen on an accelerated timeline or whatever, but let's just check the assumption. Then let's lean into it. I work with a wellness coach. I'm on a health journey right now. And we lean into AI. I have sessions with my coach. I track the things that I eat, my sleep, my intake, all those things using ChatGPT. And while I'm on a session with my coach, I'm pulling data and I'm delivering that to my coach. And I have that human touch that's validating those things that actually the GPT is getting wrong, right? So we're constantly prompting it and correcting it even in session. But we're leveraging it as a tool to enhance the work that we're doing, right? And this coach did not shy away from leaning into the technology to take that cognitive load off of staying on top of all the things, and instead putting the client in that seat of driving their own outcomes. And so it's on me to track, it's on me to do the things. And what they're doing is validating my progress and mindset shifts and the things that I'm doing. And so that's what I would consider is, number one, check your assumption. AI ain't all that smart. And number two, think about how to incorporate it in the ways that you do things to really transform and drive better results. Because here's the thing, it's not going away.
Right.
And I think that the folks that shy away from it are the ones that are going to be left behind, right? I think that particularly there's a generational gap. I see that older generations are shying away from learning how to prompt engineer and such. And so they're going to be left out. And all I know is that I will never be in that position as a business owner. Like, you ain't going to leave me out. I'm going to get this bag no matter what. And I'm going to adopt and change.
Yeah.
And I think that also there's an opportunity to think about how can I even use AI to introduce product. I'm seeing folks starting to take their frameworks, playbooks, the interviews, intellectual property, and all of that to train these models to then allow themselves to serve more people without being present. How awesome would it be if you couldn't afford $3, $5, $20,000 to pick your favorite person's brain, but you could ask the same questions to a GPT and get the same answer?
Right. Interesting. Yeah, it's very fascinating to me. I find technology that, yeah, you're right. It's actually evolving a lot, and it's actually really making a lot of people differences in their businesses and how they operate, and they're getting things done faster. Like for me, as like, a host of this podcast and other things, like we use ChatGPT to help us in our work that we are actually trying to do. So I find it very interesting. It should be a tool to help you grow. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
not a you shouldn't be afraid of something because it's just, we think what's going to be, we know we're looking at the next Terminator movie or something. You know what I mean? So I think it's a good point that you mentioned.
Yeah. I think those images are going to be present in our minds for a while to come. But what's interesting is like whenever I hear people with their fears of AI and being replaced, I also hear people's cringe when they see things that are AI generated and it's obvious and it's, it really intended to be scammy or pushy. So I just want to give credit to the human instinct and intuition of,
Mm,
trusting what's real.
yeah. Cool.